Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I have another interesting video. This time working on a 2011 Mini Cooper N16 engine. R56 is the series of this Mini Cooper. It's coming from Wisconsin. Ken Bronson, this is your computer. So he has concerns of, me also read it from here. It says, communicates with the scan tool, but not other modules. So I'm going to we will test that here. Not activating the Valtronic relay or the fuel pump relay. Okay, and it cranks but will not start. No indication of dash of improper key or anti-theft problems. So he sent me the VIN number, which the last digits will be BT097921. B as in Brown. All right, so we'll see as normal. I will do tests first, try to reproduce the customer concerns, and then if is something that is happening in here, then we will attempt to repair the computer. I have everything connected. As you see, I have a little bit of a lot of wires connected into it, and the reason is because of his concerns, right? So we have no Valtronic and no fuel pump relay. I need also to see if the computer talks or not. All right, so that will be the reason of the video and probably on hopefully the repair. If you're here in the channel, I always encourage you to please subscribe to the channel. That's the reason that you are here. You found me because others subscribe. The more subscribers, the more YouTube promotes my videos, and it's for free. So if you do so, thank you so much. Also, if you have any computers, instrument clusters, or software repairs, automotive or marine, you're in the best place. My website is the same name as you have here on my YouTube channel. Just add the .com, mysalazardiagnostics.com. And I will show you that in a second too as well. All right, so let me just show you the connections. We have the DME. I have only two connectors. We don't need for the testing the center one. So the first one, the big one on the right side, is connector X60004. The center one could be 11 or 12. So I'm going to just name it as 04, 11, and 12. So we're going to use 04 and 12. The connector 12, which is here, is a very small or smaller compared to the other connectors. And we'll see the wire diagrams in a second. I have in the display my YouTube channel, my website. In here, you have first the name up in the left corner. You have my email, my telephone in there. If you scroll down or you see down, you have the big letters where it says Mike Salazar Diagnostics. Yes, my name is spelled different, M-A-I-C, but it sounds like a regular Mike. The white box that you see there, it says click here, fill this form to send a module. If you click in there, it will download a Word document for you to fill the information that pertains to you, like if you're not going to send the key or so, all my contact information, all the details about payments and when it is required, all is in this form. If you want to email me, on the right side also there is a clickable box, the black one that says click here to email us. If you click in there, it will open your email browser with my email already there. So it's very easy. Or you can use the left chat button. If you use the chat, please make sure that you leave your email. And I think I have a small form in there like that I can contact you in case I'm not connected to the computers. All right, guys. All right, let's go over to information first. Let me show you his concerns on the paper so you can read it. I removed most of his information, just left where he's from, Wisconsin, and his name. As you see in there, it says communicate with the scan tool, but no other modules, not activating the Valtronic relay or fuel pump relay, crank but will not start, and no indicating on dash of improper key or anti-theft problem. This sounds for me more like the common things when somebody replaced the back cover and left that ground on the back cover loose and it burns the DME, but I don't have that information in here. All right, so and then we have the big number as you see there too. All right, I have another picture in here, which is the connector, the small connector, so you can see the pins. This connector, the small one, the 12 that I was referring before, the smaller connector has only 32 pins on the N16. The N18 has, I think, 48 pins. The other connectors is a 52 pin, if I remember properly. All right, so wire diagrams. I have first, let me just show you here. This is the Valtronic relay, and I actually need to pull up the fuel pump one too, which I have here. So let me just get that one ready as well. All this is with his VIN number, original from Mini Cooper. You can see the VIN number. I pull up the information, and it's an R56. and that is the last digits of his big number, BT097921. So all that is with his big number. So the computer is going to send, let me just get a box in here, because let me see if I can move this here. Give me just 1 second so I can get a box that I can use as a mouse, because otherwise you will not know what I am. So this in here is the DME. Again, this is the connector X6004, where I'm going to be referring from now on as 04. Pin 11 is going to send an activation control ground side to the fuel pump relay, and that is on the junction box inside the vehicle on the right side kick panel. This relay is not replaceable as part of that junction box, but it is a relay that you will hear clicking when the computer sends that command, right? So it's a ground side command. I have here, let me move this in here. I have test light connected to that pin. Let me just see which one is that one. All right, so we're looking for pin 11. So 11 is this one. So this in this side, I have yellow, white, and yellow. So fuel pump relay, Valtronic relay, main power relay from the computer. So those are the lights as you will see there. So again, the right side, or my right side, is the fuel pump. The center will be a white light is the Valtronic, and then the main power relay. I also have a multimeter connected to the firewall reference, so we can see if we have firewall reference or not. And that is also what I have in here. So let's go in order. Let me go into, since I talk about the fuel pump first, let me put them in here. Then we're going to go into this one, which is the Valtronic relay diagram. Again, we are in the connector X60, well, again, 04. And this is the Valtronic relay, which the DME and your computer controls as well. And pin 8, that is again a ground side. How I know it's a ground side control? Well, the other side of the control side for the relay is a battery positive, right? It's coming from a fuse. So we don't need the power, because all I need is the test light. So I am actually connected to power on the other sides of those relays to ignition. But yeah, so we are also on pin 8, and that is this light that is connected to pin 8, and I have all those connections in the computer. The next thing that I refer that we will be seeing in here is the firewall reference. And so this vehicle has 3 firewall reference. So firewall reference 1 has 4 sensors: the crank position sensor, engine oil pressure, intake camshaft sensor, and the accelerator pedal module. This is very unique on these vehicles, that the accelerator pedal sensor has 2 different firewall reference. So in here, if we go over to the firewall reference 2, we have the exhaust cam sensor, the intake air temperature sensor, and fuel differential pressure sensor, the electronic throttle valve actuator, and that is a firewall reference. So that is for the throttle position sensor voltage. It all depends if it has an automatic start or not. It will have more sensors or not. If it has no automatic start, we'll only have the refrigerant pressure sensor. If it has an automatic start, it will have also the brake vacuum sensor and the neutral position sensor. But as we can see here, the accelerator pedal module is also into that firewall reference too. So easily for me, on connector 04, we have those 2 firewall reference. I also added a wire, and that's the reason I had the small connector, because on pin 29 on the small connector, we do have also another firewall reference. It's called firewall reference 3, that goes over to the eccentric shaft sensor. So pretty easily now, just me moving one lead, I can check all those firewall reference and see if they're working or not. All right, so that's the reason I had that meter, and we will be, I will be putting those into the view. All right, so I have the Ultra, the Autel Ultra, ready to be connected, and also the meter. Yep, everything is looking good, so you can see pretty well under. Let me power this up. So I'm going to power the computer up. Okay, the main power relay came on, but none of the other two relays, so no fuel pump and no Valtronic. The Valtronic should be on, and the fuel pump should have been having at least a prime. We do have a 5-volt reference, and that is a good sign, kind of, because let me see where I am connected. I am connected into pin 46, and that is 5-volt reference 1. So going back into the diagram, so I'm going to take the Ultra out just 1 second, and we're going to go back into there. Let me zoom a little more so you can see better. So as I said, we're in pin 46, so we will be here. Pin 46, you see connector 04, pin 46 is 5-volt reference 1. So that has voltage. So let me move into the next pin, which is on the accelerator pedal 2. And I'm going to go over to pin 20. I'm disconnecting the meter. We should lose, yeah, we now have, 0 volts. And I'm going to connect to the 5-volt reference 2. What do we have in the 5-volt reference 2? 14 millivolts, so there is no voltage in there. So definitely is a voltage regulator damage inside this computer. I don't think we have communication, honestly, but we'll see. All right, so let's check the third 5-volt reference, right? And that is in connector 12, pin 29. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, guys, so let's connect it to the third. Sorry for the interruption. So we're going to move it, the red lead over to pin 29. Yeah, pin 29 into the third connector. And we have 9 millivolts. So we're definitely missing 2 of the 5-volt reference. This computer or this car cannot run like this, right? Definitely, those are super important. If the 5-volt reference are not present, the car cannot run. All right, so let's go back now to this view, and let me connect the SUS or put the SUS in the screen. And now let's attempt to connect to see if indeed we can communicate like he said or not. All right, so we're going to let it talk, and it should have read the VIN number. This scanner, as soon as it's in here, immediately reads the VIN number. That's a red flag already for me that it's not going to be able to talk. But we'll see. Probably what he is saying is maybe he can talk to other modules, but not the DME, which is not what it says in here. It says communicates with the scan tool, but not to other modules. So I'm a little backwards, I think it is. Because definitely, the scanner will be able to talk to the rest of the car, but not to the computer, not the way it is. I honestly don't think so. And hopefully you can see that the engine main relay is on. Let me move this to the 5-volt reference 1 so you can see that the computer is still active and connected, because we had the 5-volt reference in that one. But as you can see, the scanner is attempting to connect and it cannot. It's probably just going to say fail and ask me to enter a VIN, and I will not, because it's unnecessary. This is not talking. You see, fail to read, please enter manual. So this is definitely a crank, no start, no communication with the engine computer. All right, guys, so let me, oh, look, the Valtronic relay just came on. Did you see that? Look at this. Not the fuel pump, but the Valtronic relay just came on. Let's see if any of the other 5-volt reference came on too. See, what is that one? Reference 2. Yep, 5-volt reference 2 just came on. And CC 5-volt reference 3 came on. Look, all the 3 5-volt reference are now active. So this is actually very interesting, because you saw at the beginning it was no 5-volt reference, but look, the Valtronic relay and just me active. And let's try to read again. It might be talking now. Very, very interesting way of reacting this computer, because I have never seen a 5-volt coming back later, like something that definitely actively happening inside. Yeah, it looks like it says still no communication. The fiber reference 3 is still up. And I'm glad that I did that, you see, because that is the nice thing about having the test lights connected. Even, let's say, if you're doing a test in your car, right? And you keep a test light connected to something, and then boom, oh, that was not on. And what did I touch? Did I move a wire? Like in this case, I didn't touch anything. I was just attempting to communicate. But the computer is being on for a while, right? Because I hang up in the middle of the video to answer the phone. And now it's something still there, but we have no communication. So let me get out of here to go to completely this view, because sometimes, and I've seen that in the hotel, that I need to get out to reestablish communication in order to the scanner to read. But yeah, no, it's not reading. Let me attempt it one more time. I always try to attempt to see if indeed the computer sometimes talks or not. But, right now the fiber reference is still there. Even though I'm trying to communicate, let me turn this off and let me turn it back on to see if the fuel pump, no, the fuel pump is not coming on. But the electronic is still on and the fiber reference is still on. Let me just turn your computer off. You see the fiber reference, well, the fiber reference takes a little bit to go down, remember, because the computer is still not fully asleep. Yeah, but no, the electronic relays is still there. And that's the fiber reference 3. And the same thing will happen with the communication. Even though I turn the ignition off, the way I have it set up in here, the computer will attempt and will establish communication if the COM bus is active, but it's not. All right, so let me open this computer, guys. I think this is enough of a test. This has been enough of a test to duplicate his concern. I think that now it's time for me to open the computer and see what I see, because this is a little different, let's say, or per se. And let's see what I find. I'll be right back, guys. All right, guys, for my surprise, this computer is already open. So, and this is what I have recommended to multiple in my videos and multiple customers. Please do not open the computers. When you open the computer, you can damage circuits that sometimes are very hard for me to know or find. When I open it, I know what I'm doing. You see, this computer was already open, and this is no good. So, oh yeah, look at the numbers in here: 30687. So somebody already put the paste on the side. I'm not sure, if I really want to work in the computer. So I'm honestly, the way this computer is right now, I'm going to pretty much stop right here, and I'm going to contact Ken and tell him that this computer I would not want to mess with, and I'm going to recommend to clone it. That's all I need to say. Why? Because if I start doing any work on this computer and something was damaged or clean that I cannot find, you can see the numbers hopefully here. Let me get you closer. You can see the 30687. So you can see all the goo. That is not the original silicone. Somebody sealed it and opened it again. So this is definitely a computer that was already pre-opened. Yeah, it looks like at least this is still on the case. And it's marked as good. If I remember, I think Ken told me something about it, that they got this computer from a junkyard, or let me just rephrase that. I think the story behind this car is that it's a project vehicle, and they had it in an auction or something like that, and they knew it wasn't running, and they're trying now to make it run. But even though I have to, put myself or separate myself and don't become part of a problem. And why I say that? Yes, it's okay to try to help, a customer, but if I put my hands into a computer that he's not even sure, because again, this is a project car. So I'm not blaming Ken or nobody realistically, but I can definitely see already, I can see these components that were already removed in attempt to make a repair. So again, I will be putting myself into somebody else's repairs, and then it will be my responsibility, right? So I don't want to put myself into that. So I'm just going to, like I said, stop, call him, request a donor module from my suppliers that I know they're coming from good vehicles, and then clone this module if possible, right? Because we are having no communication with the scanner, so that is already a problem. I can try to correct it and make it talk enough to read the information, and if that is possible, good. And if not, I'm going to have to get the CAS and the keys and then make him a new module, and it's still, you know, possible to make it work, but that it will be not the simplest way to do it. All right, guys, so I'm going to make this just because of what I found, part one. I need to talk to the customer. I need to give him all the possibilities. I will try to make it talk and see if I can read the information out of the vehicle, see if he has the correct beam. Maybe it says, what it says in here, good. I'm not even know if this is the correct computer for the car. You see what I mean? So, and that's the problem when you're getting cars from junkyards. You don't know what computers are, what problems are you getting yourself into it. And that is, or not a junkyard, from an auction. But yep, so, all right. So let's wait and see if we have a part two or not. I'm sorry, you know, this is definitely changing the game completely. All right, guys, so I will see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye-bye.